talk about the Aztec culture. Okay, the history started in the 13th century. It was at his tower. It was Montezuma was the king, basically the leader of the Aztecs. 15 million people he ruled. The Great Fall. Well, as the Great Fall basically was Spain, Herman Cortez. He came in 1519 to take over the Aztecs. Montezuma was hated by people because like how he ruled, how he treated the people badly, basically. And Montezuma used that against Herman so he could take over the Aztecs. He basically brainwashed them to like, oh, follow me. I'm gonna be your new leader. I'm gonna give you food supplies. I'm gonna treat you better. I'm going to be the leader that you want me to be, basically. But the Great Fall was between the war. It was between war and then the smallpox. Basically, the Spain brought smallpox to the Aztecs. Herman was the person to be like this hero, this god, because Montezuma thought that Herman was gonna be a good leader after the Great Fall. The weapons, basically, for him to take over the Aztecs, he used weapons, trained horses, he used knives and guns. Okay, traditions. The traditions are some slaves, well-educated, and human sacrifice. The slaves are older people by their 20s through 30s. The children basically played before they hit adulthood to be able to work in the fields, be able to grow crops, make supplies, and the boys were more well educated than the girls. Basically, the boys were the prized possession of the Aztecs. They were the people that were going to be for the next generation, the people who were going to make more population, and human sacrifice. We'll get that into a little detail. Okay. The religion. Human sacrifice. They basically sacrifice the humans for their gods. Basically, the sun god. The sun god was like this god that brought crops, that made crops, and was the supply for the Aztecs. It was praised. They had festivals for this god, especially. This god was to keep him happy. They celebrated him every end of the year. They also celebrated the Aztec calendar. Basically, I think in 2012 it was the last year of the Aztecs. On that day they celebrated. On the festivals they celebrated the gods. They brought food to him. Sorry, they brought their gold, their silver to make him more happy and be able to give them sun and crops to the Aztecs. Okay, the dance. This is very fascinating. The dance is like a lovely Aztec dance. It's soothing, calms the soul, basically. It's called La Danza de Aztecs, basically the dance of the Aztecs. Internal search of human somatic harmony and integration, both for the body and the spirit. Form of prayer. It also is for the prayers for each god that the Aztecs music is, how I explain, is it's loving. It's basically for each person to celebrate. They use it to celebrate the death of each person that passed away that year. The food. They use simple ingredients, basically that's chili, tomatoes, crayfish, and sweet potatoes. And mixote, it was made by, it's one most of the famous Aztecs food. It's made by rabbit and cactus and red sauce. Conclusion. Well, I have a story. Basically, I barely found out last month that my family has a line where part of the Aztec culture. Basically, my grandfather, he told me that my great ancestor, he was a commander. Well, was the next commander in line. His name is hard to pronounce, but it meant found water. He basically found water for his part of his group. He found, because they were dying already. Basically, they couldn't find any water near them, so since he was a commander in line, he had to do something to be able for his people to survive. And he had a quote, as it says, "As the wind blows you, you will find the nearest golden rock." Basically, if you keep searching, you will find your greatest wishes, your greatest dreams, and you will be able to catch up. You'll be able to reach your goals in life to be able to succeed. And he died for what I know, he died at